Hey all, welcome back to Neon's Movie Reviews. I'm Neon, this is my review channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Christopher Coppola's 1993 Deadfall. Before I dive into that though, just want to say, if you enjoyed my content, please give this video a like, really helps out the channel. And we are a couple weeks into the Summer of Nic Cage, well, actually more than a couple weeks now, but still got about a month left of Nic Cage reviews. Going to be doing a daily release cycle. But if you want to be notified about that, go ahead and subscribe and actually hit the little notification bell in the corner to actually get a notification. But Deadfall. This is a film that I didn't really know about. Apparently a lot of people don't really know about this film. And I think a lot more people need to. If you saw my Vampire's Kiss review, you already know that I think Vampire's Kiss is actually a very good movie. I think most of what was done in that film was intentional, and I might be completely wrong, but just how I see it, Vampire's Kiss was intentionally done that way. This one, I don't think it was. I really do not think this was. There are times in this film where I just feel like a dare was going on, and they just happened to get away with it. But yeah, so basic plot of this movie is you've got actually let me go over the cast first. So you got Michael Biehn, Nick Cage, James Coburn, Charlie Sheen, and Angus Scrimm. Oh, and Peter Fonda. Angus Scrimm, for those of you not familiar, he is the tall man from the Phantasm franchise. That's probably what he's most known for. But, yeah, so, really weird cast. Story follows Michael Biehn. He's a con man, and basically a con went wrong. The bullets that were in the gun that were supposed to be blanks were not. They were live rounds, and he ended up shooting his father. He goes looking to try to kind of solve this family mystery, finds his uncle, finds out that his uncle is a twin of his father. He's also a con man. Nick Cage is like one of his higher ups, and starts trying to make his way in with them. And everything just kind of goes to shit. Nick Cage is this just psychotic, I don't know what he is. He's a con man, but he's just so over the top with his performance that I don't know what he was doing. I really think that Nick Coppola was messing with his brother, Christopher Coppola. And that his brother just never called him on it. That's what it feels like. He just does things in this that are just absolutely insane. Like, no way ever, like, no one ever would do these things that Nick Cage is doing in this movie. And he's doing them throughout. It's like, it's either a dare or, like, Nick Cage was just doing something and then was just like, all right, now let's actually do the real take. And the director called cut. Perfect! You know, that was great. Let's wrap it up. Move on to the next. Like, I don't know if this is like an Ed Wood situation, or if this is just Nick Cage just fucking with his brother, or if Nick Cage honestly thought this was a good performance and what was called for. I really don't know. But whatever it is, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Movie's awful. It's just bad across the board. But you gotta fucking see it. This is full crazy bad Nick Cage. This makes Vampire's Kiss look like a work of art. This makes Wicker Man one of his better films. If like this is all you saw and then you saw those two, you'd think he got way better as an actor. It's awful. So bad. And they the thing though, it's bad. It's really bad. But the thing about it is, for me at least, I know for a lot of other people it's probably not going to be that case. But for me, I'm a big fan of film noir. This film is told in a film noir style. It's there are shots that are just as film noir as you can get. And my issue with it is that they are just focused so much on trying to do that twist, that shocking twist from The Sting or any con movie. They're going for that just like, oh, jaw hits the floor twist, and they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like the way the film is told and everything, you'd think it's this big giant thing, and then you get to the big ending twist and you're just like, well, that's stupid. That's really stupid. Oh, and then you just end it. Minutes after this really huge thing just happens, and then we just roll credits right after that. Okay. All right. Because, like, for me, that was the biggest issue, is just how it ends. Not a lot of people know about this movie. It's an older film, but not a lot of people have seen this movie because of how badly reviewed it was. It's got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, the best review for it is, like, it's awful, but you got to see it for what Nick Cage is doing. That's, like, the common consensus of good reviews for this movie. Yeah. It's so weird. And with how far Nick Cage is just going over the top and just doing his own damn thing with it, Michael Biehn is just not. I don't want to say he's underacting, but he's just flat the entire film. He has no fluctuation. There's a couple parts where you start seeing a little bit of like, oh, okay, he is an actor. I wonder if he just showed up. There's a few parts where you actually see him act and somewhat give an emotional performance or does something unique. For the most part, it's just very basic. I really don't know how this movie was made. I really don't. I know I'm doing a horrible job of selling this movie to see, but overall, like, I'm gonna get my rating out of the way. This is a bad movie. This is probably one of the worst movies I've seen, but I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. And the reason is because Nick Cage is just so goddamn ridiculous, and he's so, I don't want to say he's entertaining, but if he wasn't in the movie, it'd probably be a 1. With him in the movie, definitely raises it. Factor in Charlie Sheen and Angus Scrimm and what they're doing. Okay, now you got the 5. It's not good, but you got a 5 just for sheer creativity and just balls to the wall craziness. So those are your 3 main antagonists for the movie: is Nick Cage, then Charlie Sheen, then Angus Scrimm. And in the time it goes from being Nick Cage as the main villain to the final villain of Angus Scrimm, about 10 minutes, maybe. And that 10 minutes is a 10-minute poker scene with Charlie Sheen's character, the entire length of his cameo. So Nick Cage is a con man. He's this really bad but crazy con man. Charlie Sheen is the pool hustler, and you get this really cool scene of like him and Michael Biehn playing pool against one another. They're not playing traditional pool. I'm not familiar with the version that they're playing, but basically you've got 3 balls on the table, and from my understanding, with each hit, you have to hit both of the other balls. And the moment that you don't, you scratch, moves on, goes to the other person. And they're playing, I think it's each time you hit both balls, it's a point, and for each point is the grand. And basically this is to get Michael Biehn in with his boss, played by Angus Scrimm. So that plan works out, and then we meet Angus Scrimm as the big bad. It's just like, okay, cool. And Angus Scrimm is in there. He looks like Blofeld from the old Bond movies. He's apparently that's why he took the role. He always wanted to be a big Bond villain, so they were just like, fuck it, we'll make you a Bond villain in this weird crime drama con artist movie. Sure, why the fuck not? And he's got his left hand perfectly fine. His right hand, he's missing his hand. And on there's this robotic prosthetic with like this metal pincer claw thing at the end of it. He threatens to chop off Michael Biehn's hand at one point. Yeah. We've got a Bond villain with a fucking robot crab claw on there, and that's your villain for the third act. I don't know what the fuck to say about this movie. It's just so fucking off the wall. It's basically like take Nic Cage in Vampire's Kiss and Wicker Man, combine those performances, make it about 10 times worse, and throw it into the middle of The Sting. That'd basically be what you have. But actually, let me take that back. Not The Sting. The Sting 2. Yes, there is a sequel. That one. That's more of what you're getting with this. Not fucking good. But I highly recommend you watching this if you enjoy bad, shitty, crazy Nic Cage performances. This is about as crazy and as bad of one as you're going to get. I have not seen Wicker Man. I do want to say that. I do want to throw that out there. I am bringing it up a bit. I've seen a lot on Wicker Man to kind of have an understanding of how bad that movie actually is. But this was just so fucking weird. And it's insane that it's from the Coppola family. Like, Christopher Coppola hasn't done that much, apparently with a good reason. But, yeah, it's just a weird fucking movie. And completely forgotten to time, and it's with all of the other comedy reviews and out there for Wicker Man or for Vampire's Kiss or for all the weird bad Nic Cage movies, I'm shocked this film is forgotten, because this is the one to fucking cover. This is the fucking movie to talk about if you want to talk about crazy fucking Nic Cage. You do not get crazier than this fucking movie. Yeah, this is fucking insane, dude. Like, I can't even remember some of the lines, because his way of cussing is just fucking weird. Just everything in this movie is weird. But yeah, with that glowing recommendation, please go see this movie if you haven't, because I'm probably sure most of you haven't. If you're that 1% that actually has seen this movie, let me know what you thought of it. Or if you've seen clips of Nic Cage's performance, let me know what you thought of it. You know what? I'm gonna scratch what I just said there. Don't watch this movie. Watch the fucking Nic Cage clips. That's all you need to see on this. And if you're intrigued to see how that fits into a larger film involving Angus Scrimm with a fucking robot pincer on his hand and Charlie Sheen as a pool hustler, then go see the movie. But the clips alone will do this film justice. Apparently there's also a sequel prequel thing that came out a couple of years ago. Nic Cage reprises his character. It's like a prequel to Deadfall. I think John Cusack's in it as a homeless man. I don't really know what that is. I don't know why anybody would try to continue these characters in this storyline with this awful of a movie. I don't know why anyone of all, why you would continue Nic Cage's character, and why you would cast John Cusack as a homeless man, of all things. I think it's called Arsenal. Might be, I'm probably wrong about that. It might be. I don't remember. I'll throw the poster of it up in here, but yeah, it's. I kind of want to see it, but I kind of don't. I really don't know what to make of that one, because it can be worse. This is definitely not the worst Nic Cage movie I've seen. This film was it was bad. It was really bad, but it was so bad it's good at level. And it was just balls to the wall insane. It was at least doing stuff. It was kept my interest. It was not boring ever. It was just bad all the way through. G-Force and Seeking Justice and a couple other ones that I've talked about on here, they're worse. They're worse movies. This is bad, but this is so bad it's good. Yeah, like I said, with that glowing recommendation, please check this out. At least check out some of the clips. And yeah, that's that. I've rambled enough on this movie. There's not much more to talk about. Yeah, that's gonna wrap this up. I've got a review for 8mm coming out pretty soon, and it could happen to you, I think is the name of it. Yeah, it could happen to you. First time seeing both of those, so very excited to talk about those. And yeah, as I said in the beginning, daily release. Gonna have a new Nick Cage movie every day, probably throughout the whole month of August. Maybe just a little bit past that, but we will be done with this in September, if not by September. Yeah, that's gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, hope you all stay safe. Bye.